there's an industry where all man do the fight. All man do the fight. You know, like people they do the, you know, like hit on each other, you know, like blame each other, you know, but the real question I say, now who shake the jar? Now who shake the jar in the entertainment industry? They say, oh my, listen, you know. If there's a man to up shake the jar, they will supposed to check, say, okay, how we address that man up when you shake that jar? Because not be me, not be you, not be yourself with the shake the jar. That's the reality. And I feel like we'll be caught up in a system for Cameroon where people they fight because they have nothing else to fight. You struggle, you know the show. You work, you know the show. You put in, you know, people are putting millions, people they have put in houses, some put hundreds of millions into business entertainment, you know the show. So now you start find any direction for shoot and say no, na this man, na that man. But when the policy for the country, you know, they permit we reach full potential. That's the reality. The policy of Cameroon really permit for reach full potential. It be much deeper than that. And now I'll come to the role of Stanley, Enow. You know, I get a lot of respect for my sister Deli. I have a lot of respect for Deli singer. Let me tell you why. Deli is one of the smart minds that we have in the entertainment industry in Cameroon. Deli is one of the smart minds, you know, Mom's Deli. She's one of the smart people that we have in the entertainment industry in Cameroon. I actually not watch live on day, so I observe it. I watch the way he talk, the sequence, the sense we talk. I realize, say, these are the kind of ladies we need as mentors to our young ladies in this industry. And as I see why it always like to refer to, okay, this is advice I'm going to young people, this, that. We need people like that who are not only investing in terms of content production, but who are also able to reason, you know, and that's what I'm trying to do. Because we need mentors in our industry. Now, why is it important, say, people like we, you know, why I go against Delhi when they talk, say, which standard go to on Nigeria, say, Taooma and a small person competitive with King Kong, you know. The facts I like the enemies, I don't disagree with you. I actually disagree with him. Why I disagree with him? I feel say as smart and as useful as Delhi be, you know the reality of the industry for the ground as we did right now, so. Because it is stay overseas. And obviously it get a lot to offer, but it need a bit of guidance as to, you know, how things actually work in Cameroon and where we did. For understand them, you know, for understand the move of doing this comedy with Taooma, which I love. Personally, for me, one of the best comedy skits I've ever watched out of Cameroon, you know, involving Cameroon. I like the way he sold his uniqueness as a francophone. He didn't try to be Nigerian in it. I like his styling on it. I like the setting, everything. I like the fact that used the song on the video. Everything was on point. The acting was good. I enjoyed it. It was good content, good value for my time I spent on Facebook, you know. But above everything, I like the fact that, say, Stanley, he play a role where they expect of a leader for open road for others. When I feel completely, yes, it don't for Nigeria, only for do skit, it don't complain with do that, but somebody has to do that work, you know. And for the longest time, you know, one of the time I push and say, make we, as people the way we run day inside the industry a while, most get used to going and opening roads for people then. And that's exactly what Stan is doing. Give you an example. I talk about how Downtown can come for Cameroon. And before Nigeria, you have big show for Cameroon. We'll be here at Downtown. Downtown, we know the biggest Nigerian arts for Cameroon. For, you know, this thing. Downtown will stay for Nigeria, can't stay for Cameroon 3 months. Downtown can stay for my house for South Africa. Even when I went to Nigeria, Downtown they can stay for my hotel for South Africa. You know, at that time, why? Because if you identify a market for yourself, now a businessman, and businessman is follow now money. Number one, I quote example of Dibanch, where Dibanch go stay for hotel for a tax early for months. You find for meet up Kanye West. Did you collaborate with small, even find with Donja itself? Now one of the point that it cost Marvel for split. But that move where they make at that time, where they be number one. You know, at the time they be number one. Marcel, no be stand, no be francophone. I don't mean as each show Nigerian say he be Cameroonian. He don't try to blend in, he remain himself. And that's what he is in English and French, you know. So that at the time when Dimanche was number one, he go spend that time for Etas. And that move when make us so, when make Oliver Twist can come over British billboards. He can make and people decide look Afrobeat say, hey, what is this? What is this sound? He paid with other for them. At that time he make a big sacrifice because he humbled himself. Leave all his time from Nigeria, go to work at the house of Etas. You understand or no? And that cost him something. Because while it's the way others were building back in the country, you know. But then even though they don't make that moves at that time, now that inroads of that to be created. Because of that, BBC start take Afrobeat seriously. People start okay, who are these people? They start inviting one by one. It takes a bit of time, but that opened the doors. And that's exactly to a stand the NOD do. See, Burna Boy go for South Africa, go stay for 6 months. What go rapper them, do all kinds of show them with small rapper them South Africa, you know. So they can get that big song into AKA. We blew it off of South Africa. They take at the time when it was raining in Nigeria. Then he opened road now to UK out of South Africa. He spent that time, you know. Burna Boy spent that time and did that. And what was the impact? But now the difference is that when you see Burna Boy today, you know, singing Last Last and he's blowing up. When you see, you know, Omale, when you see Thames coming up, you don't look at the history of all Twitter Grand they be doing at that time. You know, where the bunch they go do where they go to suffer, where Two-Face they be doing, you know, and all of that. We will not look at that, we'll forget about all that name. They will say, realize, say, what to be missing for Cameroon? For Cameroon, to be missing that humility for Nigeria and they get them. It will miss that, will not get that humility for say, Stanley Enow, and by the way, Stanley Enow, the fact they go for Nigeria go to that, you know, it's great in any single way. Taooma na A-list comedian for Nigeria. Stanley Enow na A-list artist for Cameroon. And Stanley no degrade itself for Nigeria. Look, I always talk, say, give credit where it's due. Stanley is one of the most calculated and, you know, impressive artists when it comes to exporting the Cameroonian art. It's not for no reason. I had a chat with this with MTV last time I was in Lagos to say, okay, your A-list artist. If MTV and Trace Niger, they say, okay, now A-list artists this for Nigeria. You know, get A, B, C's, that, you know. These are our A-list. Wizkid, Burna Boy, Davido, you know, Olamide, maybe Ashake. There's maybe 5, 6 of them. Blocked. They bring all the others down to B-list, you know. And then they talk, say, Stanley Enow, A-list. He get a place. See, I'm not friends with Stanley or anybody. What I'm trying to say is that we understand as Cameroonians, so we'll get along, we have work to do. And that work needs to be done by somebody. No for Shinomo Cameroon, they'd be proud to say, no, I'll be A-list for Cameroon. A-list for which Cameroon? Wait to Cameroon for we. Wait to Cameroon for we. And now I go bring me out to this thing about 80-20. We'll talk every day. Look, might talk again the history of 80-20. For 2016, go for my Twitter profile, you see my this thing. I spent Easter for President Olusegun Obasanjo house for life for Nigeria. For a village, for a personal mansion. We'll play squash for day. We'll get lunch together. Then we'll start to discuss about Nigerian culture and evolution. Easter talk as way, Taidi president, he creates Calabar Festival, create platforms them. They push policy, pass policy where they favor 7% Nigerian music on local sessions for push Nigerian content. Me put they see more, then grow their industry. That was how they used 80-20 to their favor. And it worked for them. Why it worked for them? They don't hear no other man music. They don't say no play no other American, no play this. They merely say, since we get TV station the way they play music, number one. We get, and that's even they pay when they play the music, they pay at droit d'auteur. Now, if you take droit d'auteur, we pay for other people, pay their music, we lost money. But when young artists, they're up and down where they need exposure. Why we not put for own channels them, we own broadcast channels them, we prioritize for music. So when we play them, they see more for artists, we hear more for sound, they book more for artists, we pay more for artists, then out of that, will industry grow. He did that, it worked 100%, and 80-20 is that. At no point in time did Nigeria ever say no more South African music, or no more American music. We hate them, no. It happens for every industry, not just for music. For every industry, you can say there's a process of protectionism, where you develop local industries by protecting the growth and development of your own. But it doesn't stop you from getting to trade agreements with other people. Where Jesus Christ? Why entertainment so America is not rocket science? Entertainment and the same business where you do away banking, agriculture, and the same thing. You hate nothing. You develop a policy of protection to protect and grow your own, but then you enter into agreements with people how you can collaborate positively. Now why that way CEMAC, this thing. EU when it comes to Schengen, na economic zone. Italy, Spain, France, they haven't gathered, Germany, they haven't gathered together. Talk say, okay, we get common business interests. We'll kill this in them, we'll do intertrade. But at the same time, everyone get national identity, everyone protect your own this in them, everyone protect your own goods them. And listen, when I collaborate at that level of business, it work fine. Now the same thing with music. Very simply put. What do you mean? Same thing with South Africa implement them. You know, back when they start with Channel O, when they start saying, okay, we'll play more. At the time, Casper Universe, for example, who is a well-known, like a very rich rapper. All man of Casper for listening. In a game moto, like 10 years ago for South Africa, for the rapper for buy moto was news. Type Proki buy moto being a news. Casper when you get first hit when you get driver's license, they even dash moto if you drive them. You dash BMW if you drive them. Because he's in Busheshe, he first in a Busheshe, when we say oh BMW, it was such a big BMW car, he could not even drive it because he didn't have a license. For this guy was taking taxis, he didn't know that what's the car to him as a musician. Suddenly, Channel O, SABC, you know, when we get the biggest public station, channel for South Africa, they say, okay, we want to do protectionism for music industry, where we used to broadcast channels where they pay, promote artists and promote more of our own, because now taxpayers, they pay that money. They did that. South African music blew. Now, Nigerians had to come and do collaboration with South Africa to get more airtime in South Africa. They've not chased them away. They still call them, invited them, paid them for their shows. Just collaborate with us, go and collaborate with you, they collaborate with each other. Both industries grew. 2 years later, Customer Reverse bought a Bentley. That is it. Why did he buy a Bentley? Not just because the South Africa said no more Nigeria. No. He said we are creating a ground for equal collaboration between Nigerians, between South Africans and Nigerians. Iwaka. So, this is my thing. And it talks 820 be bad. 820 is good. Because from that time I come back, so far we don't get parliamentary meetings. We don't get meetings with minister them. We ministries them. As I talk now, we start setting up an ministerial task team. Because 820 is not team with just arts and culture. It gets to do communication. It gets to do foreign affairs. Especially when we create that into hate speech on the internet. It becomes an issue of national concern. Say, the policy will fight and so. Will the fight and have to grow industry, will have to create fight with other problem. Mark, that takes us to the next stage. Why it be said for all to do Nigeria must enter inside? Nigeria is not that important. Are we fighting for 237 or are we fighting against Nigeria? Question. Are we fighting for 237 or are we fighting against Nigeria? Are we fighting to promote Stanley Enow inside that video we see on Taooma, or we fight against Taooma or semi promote? Because Nigerians, they look and promote their Taooma. When Nigerians say that, like, wow, okay, Taooma again has done it. Now she has taken the camera and she's doing things in French, and that's what they see. Wow, Taooma, our baby, is doing it. William Cameroon, oh, Stanley, they go to tell Enow. Somebody got to tell me that collaboration are not working, My tells on team. If collaboration didn't work, we will know for the do. I've never paid a Nigerian artist for a collaboration, but I can tell you this. Let me give you facts about collaboration in Nigeria. Number one, I've done collaboration with Nigerians. They've been good to me. I've loved the collaborations. It's mutually beneficial. I did Viva Mandela with Banky W and Runtown. We did downloads on MTN. It's still running on the MTN downloads now. 10 million downloads in 1 month. 10 million downloads. The first check I saw of 200 million francs was from Viva Mandela, Banky W and Runtown. When I did that project, I called Runtown EBD for South Africa for Joburg. He can be manager for studio. Can set up mic for inside studio by himself. Write the verse, record the first verse. We send a beat for Banky W for Nigeria. The next morning, he sent verse together with that actually get time. He began some actually Blanche Vader, Dan do collaboration. I don't forget his name. One of that guy then. He said I would put that boy verse too on it. Casper jumped on it in 2 days. You understand no? When it was so successful, I became for Cameroon. Can say, okay, I want to do something similar in Cameroon. I started with Franco. That time Franco said I give 10 million advance. The project never happened. Even Stanley way there now. So I asked Stanley to make so. Now Cameroon started that. We have not understood say it's in a business. Nigerians jumped on it. 0 immediately. As I call Runtown, it was about 6 o'clock because it was in South Africa for a show. By 8 p.m. I was in the studio. Go and check Viva Mandela online. Runtown, Casper Leves, Wax Day, Banky W, Vedicin. It only for MTN tonight. Simply for MTN downloads. We never release that song officially. We made money so the MTN organized concert for South Africa. The first big One Africa concert where they invite Bonaba and Davido for that concert for this. That's Nigerians for you. People when I cost and so. I can't say, Mark, do a similar concert for Cameroon. I'll be the first people to contact. The first one asked me 10 million. This comment on me. Our problem is not Nigerians. The problem is we SF. Because these boys, if something is good, Nigerians will make it work for you. Example. Libya cannot blow for Nigeria, why never blow for Cameroon? Now Nigeria the cause Libya cannot blow for Nigeria, he don't blow for Cameroon. Now Nigeria make them. Why would the facts would say anything about Nigeria? It show what's the word? How like we don't lost sense of we don't get no pride in ourselves, we don't get no self-esteem. Because any problem come out with Nigeria, instead of deal with the issue as Cameroon, we have issues as Cameroonians. Beyonce did an album with Africans. In every country she did an album, those songs blew up. Nigeria and take whiskey put out and say, whoa. Beyonce dancing with whiskey, pop. Now you have a Grammy. You can see with Salasiel. Come here and make so. Na Nigeria ne kosam. Na Nigeria is not me Watano blow. Question. Is it Nigeria that refused that me Watano blow? Because We focus on Nigeria and then we miss one opportunity to get them for introspect ourselves as Cameroonians and do what is right for our industry. We miss, listen, we focus on the wrong things. Now, whether I talk to my sister, Delhi said, Delhi, you're a smart lady. The truth is that you don't know the reality of the industry. I don't understand Cameroon. Fine. I know come to my fingertips. Nobody can tell me Jack in this pays. Right now, nobody can tell me Jack in this Cameroon. When I talk, say I know Cameroon, I know all the players, I know their ups, I know their mind, I know what they're thinking. I know the people. As a people will be our biggest problem. And I'm not saying that it's hopeless, it's not hopeless. We just need to learn to educate the young people on the right thing to do and they'll show us the way. They'll make things work. Stop to blame Nigeria. Nigeria is part of our business plan. They are not the enemy. They are. See, when MTN was gasping for air in Nigeria as a company, in South Africa, MTN is a South African company. Vodacom, a foreign company, came and kicked them out of their business in their own country, South Africa. They moved to Nigeria, set up in Nigeria. Very low quality. The strategy was to set up and cover the country and start working their quality. Today, MTN is one of the most valuable countries in the world because of Nigeria. So you go talk to me as you know, expand instead of saying Nigeria. Every industry is doing it. What makes us so different? Libyanka has done globally, yes, but has he blown in Cameroon? No. If it was in Nigeria right now, if Libyanka were in Nigeria right now, she would not be the same level that we'll not be even calling her name like that up and down Libyanka. It will not be the same. It's because we Cameroonians are hypocrites. And she has blown globally, she has blown in Nigeria also. But to show you that Nigeria is not a problem, she has not blown in her own country. If she has blown in Cameroon, tell me she has blown in Cameroon. Because we say the few Cameroonians on TikTok and this thing where they follow now because they see Nigeria and they post them. You know, let's face it. Look, Nigerians will not support the Queen's Marine. Nigerians don't support anything about us when we're not taking ourselves seriously by ourselves. Ghanaians were saying the same thing, but the moment Ghanaians started being serious, going and pushing their stuff, you know, Black Sherry is going, you know, Mr. Easy, all of them they are moving. In Nigeria, you know, Kamido is Ghanaian. Kamido is Ghanaian, Sugarcane is Ghanaian. How did he blow in Nigeria? 5 years ago, Ghanaians were doing the same thing we're saying today. I'm telling you, because if you talk about Cameroon, me at the Waka, every day, come see Mr. Waka. They come see Watch Tonton at the Waka, yes, I know my shit. Ghanaians were like us 5 years ago. Today, they have realized that, we need to go and market ourselves. Oh. The problem with Cameroon is one, learn how to produce good music. We are doing it already. Two, understand how Nigerians are distributing. Let's try to do that also and distribute like them. Three, to skin like Nigerians, because Nigerians are the highest to skin for the ground. Number four, it brings to the next point. Infiltrate the systems. Infiltrate the organization. See, for 2014, I won my first African award for collabo, best African collabo with Dimanche and Falipa, coconut chocolate. I go talk to the president and say, look, I come on Cameroon, but why Nigerian, for inside Nigeria, for Lagos, why are we not amassing Cameroonians on the platform? Cameroonians do great music. He said, but we don't know in Nigeria. Where are the Cameroonians? I pick one for a circle Cameroon one by one. Afrima. At that time, Cameroon the people tell me, say, Master left we. This same would cost Nigeria and so. I say enter the name go. Because we get identity crisis. We will get low service in our pro in that. Me, I used to I go for internet, go download some name for artists, they'll come here artists them. Download their cover photo. Go for their Facebook page, go to their manager and number, their email address. Enter them for Afrima Awards. When you nominate them now, Nigeria they'll send them air ticket, lodging, feeding, put them on station, they promote Nigeria. They start saying, wow. That's Nigerians for you. The day when Cameroon will ever do something for Nigeria, when I call me, tell me, say, this or that. One things will be so entitled and ungrateful. You understand now? 820 is a must for us Cameroon. But it doesn't mean against Nigeria. 820 means fighting for ourselves and what is right for us. Nigerians have nothing to do with it. Today, as we talk, Nina Sakem, who is a Calabash, she flew to Senegal yesterday. She's a project manager at Afrima now. Emi Ngoma from Boya, now George for Afrima. I put them for day. Why? Because we have to infiltrate the system. That is what, and they have not said no. Nigerians have welcome them, come and work. They are the ones who come and sell themselves, just like Nigerians went to the US and infiltrated the US mainstream. Got themselves into positions of power and they are pushing their own. What are we Cameroonians doing strategically to position ourselves, infiltrate the organization and push our industry? One level coach. When we want to talk about it, they don't know any get idea because they get one stuff with you. They can't talk say works. You know who works there is. We don't. Oh man, like this. Oh this that. See, and I talk again. I like Siwa, I like 8020. 8020 is a great campaign. And once I told Siwa that, look, keep doing what you're doing on Facebook. I love it. But Siwa not start 8020. Because if I show you how far 8020 has gone, you have to do with Facebook. You'll be surprised. And number 2, keep hate against Nigerians away from 8020. And number 3, 8020 and Cameroon about Nigeria. No do that for course Nigeria. Nigerians have nothing to do with you. Please leave Nigeria alone. Grow your industry. Even I say you want to talk so way, you decide some artists produce it fine. You promote it. Even do the good content, me match Nigerian this thing. Yes. You will understand. But you don't think any of that. And why if we say comedians, actors get a compulsion for one on music industry? Comedy nampers them. Act nampers them. We have our own exactly, Maureen. Our premise is us. 8020 for us is not against Nigeria. Please, when a Cameroon goes to collaborate with Nigerians, leave him alone. It's part of the solution. Stanley is part of the solution. I was supposed to glad to Stanley now. You know, if you go for the goal, because when Stanley does that with Taooma, Dan Green has done it, that. What happens is that in 2-3 years time, you, the young artists, when you go to Nigeria, you go and collect money and come back and rest. Because Cameroon has already been established. You don't even thank Stanley enough for the work he's doing now. You know that way insult Stanley for doing this. But he's doing the right thing. Support him. All you have to do is take that video, share it, and say, wow, this is beautiful, beautiful collaboration between Cameroon and Nigeria. Let Nigerians know we are proud of who we have an identity. This is who we are. Let them give us respect to our name. Please, guys, people, massa. Now wait. We'll grow up now when? Where Jesus? When shall we grow up as Cameroonians? We'll grow now when? We'll keep the key yourself. I'll post some video on my page. We'll put it at the talk. 2010, 2011, I've been making between $6,000 and $10,000 per show. For South Africa. Wax Day. I was doing stadium shows. I'll post some, the videos are there, you know. At the time, DJ Waxy was the biggest DJ. Because it was Channel O, the biggest DJ in Africa. Waxy became something, say, Wax, this is your thing you're doing like this. I've seen it over and over. Every country I've been to go and do a show, to go and perform, when we were working, or even the diaspora, whenever I announce a country from an artist from any country in Africa, he spoke come out and support. But Cameroon in particular, he pulled out Cameroon, DJ Waxy. Cameroon in particular, they never support their artists. Why? DJ Waxy told me this in 2012. 2012. I start check since. Because at the time I was on high rotation in MTV Trace. About channel, all of them. Every video I put was on high rotation. My South Africa will tell you that anybody that's followed me, people will lie now, they don't know, but they know that before, like when I was doing the collaborations with Don Tom and all of those things, I don't see my wife, you know. I was doing the same thing as the Nigerians. And I make them understand, say, Cameroon, the biggest friend, I say Cameroonians will never pull up for each other. Until today, we're still saying the same thing. We need to change that. We need to fix it. You know, I can't complain against anybody. I have no hate against anybody. Nobody's responsible. I'm doing well for myself. And my prayer is that we should all do well for ourselves. You know, my prayer is that we should all do for ourselves. But we're not going to do that if we keep blaming and seeing other people. You know, we should not be fighting black ants against red ants. We should be thinking, who is shaking the jar? And how can we stop the person from shaking the jar so that we can all breathe and grow? There is enough in Cameroon, enough talent, enough everything for everybody to grow and be big enough. There is enough to accommodate the Nigerian artists that come and perform and take their big checks here. Just like other countries like Gabon and Cote d'Ivoire, and they have enough to also call Cameroon artists who can go collect checks from there also and come back to Cameroon that money. The difference is that we don't have to sell ourselves to the point where even when we go to those countries, we can ask them the right checks we're supposed to ask them as artists. Yes, we don't know how to do it. Stanley is trying to do it. He's positioning himself. Now the very when they go Koshi, to play a day. Stanley is an 80s artist in Nigeria. Nigerians respect Stanley Enow more than Cameroonians respect Stanley Enow. I can tell you that for a fact. Proof. Nigerians respect Stanley Enow more than Cameroonians respect him. What he's doing there, Taooma is an A-list artist. And that was my point of disagreement with Mommy, with Delhi. That to Stanley Enow to leave me do him. That is his role. His role is to open a pathway that does not exist. If it does not do that, how is the path going to be open? Your role is to now help to work on the other parts of the industry that need development. Mentor young people, talk to them like you're talking, and you're doing a great job at doing that. Because these things have to come together to fix things. If time does not do it, who is going to do it? Who has the cloud, the stamina, the resources? There are many people that come to visit the one Colorado Nigerian. If a second collaborate with Nigeria, if you collaborate with it, and you see the man, okay. When I do my collaboration with Yemi Alade, number one, Saka Makosa. Yemi was in Togo. I was in South Africa. We both flew to Nigeria for that day to shoot the video and flew out. By the time we finished, the whole project was spent $25,000 and nobody paid anybody anything. You know, the first contract we had on that song was 60,000 euros. We covered our money. You understand now? If a lot of producers say want to work with Yemi Alade now, I say okay, I'll call Yemi Alade. Now do show, now do collaboration. If they tell us okay, Yemi is in Atlanta, as we're discussing, she's in the US. The last time we were talking last month, she was in the US and she wanted to fly to Lagos to do a video for another artist from South Africa. Fly her team there, book this there, this that. Who is able to do it? Nobody's able to do it. But when they complain, say no, that Gangnam block, I'm gonna do collaboration. It's as simple as that. Stanley is doing what nobody has the resources and the time to go and do to open those doors he's doing and make Cameroon on. But we're hating on him. We should not hate on him. We should support him. Take that video, make it go viral. Make Nigerians understand that a big boy is not video Taooma. We're not doing what he's cautioning him. Then we'll grow now. Nigerians will respect us when. Don Jazzy is doing that every single day. You know, doing those collaborations. It's people grow by collaborations. Business grows through collaborations. And I'll tell you today, forget about how many likes have I seen? Likes they pay with this thing. How many likes has Stanley got because of that video? Likes don't ever pay with this thing. People are positioning and influencers are making business. You when I do work at say since yesterday I don't see no, it don't make sense. It's not making sense. Because the value that I see in Stanley Enow is because it's a joint, it's all those things put together. When you see the work of billionaire and they make all that thing, those things come together to create the brand that people want to attach themselves to. And we should respect it. You know? Let's look. At the end of the day, we have one choice as Cameroonians. Work on our real issues. Work on our real issues, you know, and deal with them. Uncle Obi, if Taooma no attack Stanley Enow, you know, we don't need why Taooma attack Stanley Enow before that problem. Before it work out for you. You spread the word, sister down to that and it's getting the visibility. Why you must always think say Nigeria has no obligation to tag anybody. You know the arrangement between them two. It's a business arrangement. Taooma has no obligation to tag anybody, you know. If you do a collaboration with email and data, when Nigeria started doing collaboration with Americans, you know, they were never sharing, they were never tagging them. Did they stop? No. They do so America they can't abide. That is consistency and hard work. You say when you start your Facebook page, you post your first page, Facebook will share and put them. How many people they see and get much visibility? You don't post consistently for 6 months until you get a following. So why if he say because they are going to not get this and start not getting no obligation to attack Taooma too? At the end of the day, it's a matter of whose fans are loyal. Are we the kind of people that build, you know, our arts up or we tear them down? We are people that tear our arts down. We also look for the criticism. Oh, that is wrong, that is bad, that is bad, that's wrong, that's bad. Taooma didn't tag Stanley Enow, but she played Stanley Enow song on her page when the video was played. And Stanley will make money out of that. Stanley will make money out of that. What have you done yourself to uplift Stanley Enow? Have you ever bought this? Have you ever streamed music? You never pay music. Instead of can't pay any the matches, the ones that have done, have you said thank you? Afrima has been pushing Cameroonians. How many of you ever said and thought that that's a Nigerian platform that is pushing Cameroonians internationally? How many of you ever should not check them? How many of you should check them? Libyanka, for the Nigeria play up and down. How many of you are racing now they push Libyanka? How many of you now? Move Nigeria today as I talked before. Salasia sing with Beyonce. Una do it with them. Cameroonians, what did you do with it? What did you think? That's the question. You know, what did you think? What are we doing for ourselves? That's the question. What are we doing for ourselves? We are focusing on the wrong thing. And here's the funny thing. You know, I said this thing about the Titanic. You know, the movie Titanic. The scene was shipping. The band was playing. The scene was shipping. Ship did the sing. Band did the play. Ping ping, they play their music to go. You know? Like the ship, the industry ship is sinking. We're knocking the tambourines against Nigeria. Instead of trying to find out where is the technical fault, how can we lift it up? You know, how can we lift it up? How can we lift it up? I'm saying because in Cameroon, I'm not going to hold any meeting with any artists now. We have bigger meetings. We have meetings of artists that are coming up, and there's lots of them. But in Cameroon right now, all man fee say because you know any man, all man get data. People have a bit of money in their hands. They feel run the industry, they are gods. No. music is a business, it's a technical business. You know. Don't just which kind skip for a swimming pool. Don't just the movie close, run with drugs for inside your house for promoting the artist then. Una can't talk Stanley enough for you. Leave Stanley alone. Stanley is doing what artists are supposed to be doing right now in Cameroon. 80-20 is a must. But 80-20 does not mean to hate Nigerians. No. 80-20 is creating a platform for Cameroonians to be better able to compete against Nigerians. 80-20 means we are confident enough to play our music, push ourselves, and be big enough so that when we invite you here, we're as big as you are. And we have mutual respect. And we're able to be so out there that you're able now to invite us over. And it's going to work. You know? We don't take 80-20, take and turn on some guy we make a service and for sensationalization. There's no industry that's built on emotions. We cannot grow 237 industry by hating on Nigerians. That's emotional. We'll go 237 by strategizing on how to infiltrate the organization, as I'm doing with Afrima. Because I understand Afrima, now Cameroonians are positioning themselves in Afrima, in positions, being able to push Cameroon agenda in it, like everyone is doing. When we start inside American organization now, strategize, infiltrate and do all this thing. Number one, create your own platforms, the right platforms, and push yourself at an international level, you know. When Libiaka got on The Voice, that was infiltrating the organization. That's what she's doing. You infiltrate the system. You don't fight it. And that's Nigeria, infiltrate the system. And do it. It's working, and it doesn't happen overnight. No, you know, as lazy as we think that we'll sleep, make something post for this, and this man is already I'm big. It doesn't work like I'm sorry. It should have just 10 years of work on the ground for them to be able to post something now and it's working to go and influence America like that. They spend months and months. My day something I was part of some of those planning these. These guys who go as a group of artists. They get in their hotel. If you know South Africa well, you know Joburg, you know Santon. So hotel you can say Capital Hotel, Capital Flats, Capital Apartments is right at Santon, next to Santon Square, which is where there's the biggest concentration of millionaires in Africa, in Johannesburg. It's a Capital Apartments that Nigerians go and lodge. If you go there, you might even find some of them there. They go and spend 3-4 months there as a group of them. The bunch, the Banky W, all that time, Burner, the day for day they stay. They work at Chook Skin, they create their business. That work with the Juam, they go for LA, they go for ETAS, enter. As I talk, inside Cameroon, the day inside Cameroon. Nigerians were in Cameroon. Right in this Cameroon, people would cost in this Cameroon hustling for here. You understand? They aren't doing another, they open the road. The young guys are coming up, it's moving. We didn't open up the talk. Oh, no one do the work. We are lazy bunch of as this bunch talk, the youths. We'll be lazy. Yes. As at Massa I sleep on top of them because of light, and I can't rehearsals, so I did for tell. But I'm allowed to sleep on the bed. I don't walk my rest. Like, who are you? See, leave Stanley and Enow alone. Let's work as an industry. Let's try to build our own. You know, let's try to build our own. And you know, stop to blame Nigerians. Focus on our issues. Build our own industry. Build ourselves. The fact that everything we always talk about Nigerians is showing that we don't have any self-esteem. Nigerians are laughing at us. Why is everything about Nigeria? So you want to tell me now, say if we stop for playing Nigerian music, we'll stop with the Cameroon music industry will fix stupidity. You know, we'll fix nothing. We need that collaboration will grow. Where is Jesus? We have to just build ourselves. We know who we are and build ourselves and forget about fighting against this. It's distracting even. Because instead of addressing the real issues every time we come to Nigeria, now it's this. Jesus. If they say, your woman cook stew, you know, the stew no taste, you take broom, follow cockroach for back cupboard. Because the stew no taste. Instead for either give more money, you go cook, or for add Maggi, add salt, check them. You say, the cockroach, they make them. Cockroach are there for the house. You start follow cockroach. Whoa. That's what we're doing. Like, it's not making sense. They also look stupid, like, hey, cockroach, they should not for back, say, chai massa. Even cockroach, they taste the chop no fine. They say, massa, some kind, they did key mass, so even come up with knife, for can taste chop with for floss, taste with floss, the chop no first taste, then they can't knock my head for nothing. Like, nah, please, guys, we can do better than this now. We can do better. We're a continent. And again, let me repeat. Look, let me say this. Like when I started life, I quote example of the ants inside the jar. Black ants, red ants, put them in the jar, they're peacefully cohabiting. Pass through, I think. Shake the jar, shake it. They start fighting against each other. Why? Because the jar has been shaken, but they don't know who shook the jar. So they start fighting against each other. Wait till come and I say, right now, young people are desperate. They don't put in the show. And the truth that, let's face it, the system does not favor us. Our system does not favor us. Every time when we talk that ground or Yaoundé, I tell them. Say, I don't talk Sunday, Minister slap table, say, and I'll talk it in say Mr. Antifon, and I'll say it again. Look, I've said in front of Mr. that Son Excellence, si je viens ici, pour te dire que ça va, c'est que je ne fais pas mon travail. Il y a tel. And here's the funny thing, he understood. Before the minister appointed me, he understood that I was saying the truth. I was honest before him that things are not working. We need to change things. That's the message we have. We need to change things for ourselves. We need to change things because things are not working for young people. Young people are frustrated. And that's why I've been all that fight that they come out. Because that frustration, so you start looking at put any show. You start blame your brother. You start blame this. If they move Nigeria, we'll start blame yourself. You understand? No, we'll start blame France. That's not. It's not gonna work that way. It's not gonna work that way. You know, it's gonna work when we take responsibility for ourselves and start working for our own industry. That's what we need to do. That's not what we're supposed to do. Please, see. I think I was from 12th to 15th of January for Dakar, Senegal. Yeah. Shout out to all the Cameroon artists who are there. Go break a leg, kill it. You know, we are there repping for Cameroon. Wherever you are, you're a stakeholder. You know, do what you can to push your industry, to push your people. So that's what you should be doing. Shout out to Daily Singer. I think she's wrong about this particular one, but it's okay. You know, the reality I say, you know, they for Cameroon, you know, not to Stanley to go through. And the reality I say, they put it with a make noise, comedian, and this that for Boya. They did for this, so they don't have the clout to pull this industry forward. The only main noise way they see on the internet look so be Chris Pudding. We're not that crazy. We're not a crazy bunch of people. Musicians are doing good. They're doing okay. We just need that push and that structure and that unity and that cohesion to build up. We need right and instead of this constant fighting war. When someone look from outside look Cameroon industry, if you say we're a bunch of low self-esteem brats who spend their time bashing Nigeria about for our failures. That's not who we are. We are bigger than that. That's not who we are. We are big vultures. Please don't reduce us to that. And you know, comedians, please, una handle comedy, una grow comedy. If we need support, we can't support una. Leave music alone. Unless you're coming to be a stakeholder as in investing properly in the thing, you know. And unless when I go to learn sense or to add sense inside, not forget add foolish and hate inside. We don't need hate. Please. We don't want hate. We don't need hate. There's no space for hate. 2023 is the year of love. If you're not showing love, show love to Cameroon. Show love to Nigerians. Show love to Nigerians. Tell them, look, I love you Nigerians, you know, but we Cameroon, we're big, we can handle ourselves. We've got good music. We play ourselves. We're proud of who we are. We love you guys. We'll see you wherever we meet. We'll meet in Dubai. We'll meet in this. We're going to collaborate, you know, but we're big boys. Have a sense of identity. Be proud of who you are. Damn. People, anyway, we'll chat again later. Might check a few comments in. You know, stop to insult each other. Yes, no more inferiority complex. Beto, you're right about that. Well, you know, I love mommy. What I get new or fake accounts, you know, Abdul, mommy's on point. She's great. She's a good content producer, and she has a lot. She's going to contribute a lot to the industry, you know, and we have to respect her and support her for that. You know, it's okay for us to disagree on certain things. That's how we grow, by disagreeing. But disagree no means say we'll be against each other. No, we are on the same team. Me and mommy, like, we'll be there 5 and 6. You know, it's our very own mom, sis, mom.